Hey folks, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you how to mix lead guitar and vocals to work together in your mix. So we're going to be looking at getting a lead guitar and a lead vocal to sit and work together inside this final chorus of this track here. But before we dive in, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper into the mixing process in its entirety and really start to hone your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the thing for you. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through the entire mixing process step by step to help you get professional and radio-ready mixes without any more of the hassle and without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and take a look at this track. I'm going to start this a little bit back. I want you to hear the guitar solo section going into this final chorus. And even further than that, I'm going to start back in this bridge section here. So I want you to hear how the vocal starts, and then the lead guitar starts, and then they both go together here. So take a listen.
Just make a decision before I go insane. My bitterest tears are my darkest fears, all the deeds that I left undone. I'm haunted night and day by the words that I didn't say. But something's gotta give.
The way we're treating this to get them both to work together in this final section here, in this final chorus, is you gotta sit them evenly in the track. So they kind of trade off lead lines, and then they both come in at the end. So our lead vocal is obviously taking the lead line throughout our track here. When we get to the guitar solo section, our lead vocal trades off with our lead guitar. And then we come into this final chorus section, and both are working together. So both are sharing the lead line, kind of like a vocal and a harmony vocal, or a guitar and a harmony guitar. They're working together to take the song out in this final chorus section here. So one more time, I just want you to listen how they trade off here, going from the bridge section into the solo section. You'll hear how our lead vocal's out front, and then it trades places with our lead guitar. There's no dip, there's no transition in volume. They literally kind of just swap out power here.
I can't take another second of pain, Lord, no. Just make a decision before I go insane.
So let's look at how we're treating our lead guitar so it's going to sit evenly with our lead vocal. Now, if we look at them just in general here, we've got our lead vocal, we've got the reverb that's going with our lead vocal, we've got our lead guitar, and then we've got the reverb that's going with our lead guitar. So we're treating our lead guitar the same way we would treat our lead vocal. So instead of putting effects directly on our lead guitar, we're leaving our dry guitar and we're adding effects to it the same way we would treat our vocal, right? We get our vocal set where we want it in the mix, and then we bring effects, reverb, delays, whatever, up underneath it. Same way we're working on our guitar. So we're keeping our lead guitar dry so we can set it exactly where we want it in the track, match it with our lead vocal, and then bring the depth, the reverb up underneath here. So I'm going to take that off for a second. We're just going to look at the EQ here in this final section here of our chorus. So you can see there's only a couple moves. We're going to go through them here. We're starting with a high pass filter, and you can see I'm rolling pretty close up to 200 here. I don't want any low end, any bottom end coming through on this lead guitar. It's just going to give us noise, especially on a lead guitar. More of the bottom end, kind of the sub area, is going to be a lot of noise. So take a listen without this, and then I'll kick it in. You can hear how it cleans up the bottom end of our guitar.
Bitterest tears on my tongue.
We're honing in on the fundamental frequency range of this guitar. We're honing in on the heart of this instrument sound. All this stuff here about under about 150 is not something that's contributing to the energy of this guitar part inside the track. By itself, all that there is showing you how aggressive the guitar player is playing. They're really going after it with this solo. So you're getting all that extra noise, finger noise, picking noise, what have you down below. We don't need that contributing energy inside the track though. So rolling all that off, cleaning up our bottom end. Next move we're making here is a smaller move compared to what we're doing down in the bottom end. Just pulling out almost 2 dB at about 400 hertz, 398 hertz. Just cleaning up some of this low mid area to pull out some of the heaviness in this guitar track sound, okay? So take a listen without this cut and then I'll kick it in. So if we look at this compared to our lead vocal, you can see we're kind of making similar moves. We've got our high pass pretty close up to 200, and we're pulling out just a touch of this low mid area. So same kind of moves we're making here on our lead guitar, treating it like we would our lead vocal, getting our frequencies balanced here. Now, next move I'm making is different from our lead vocal because different instrument, right? We're treating it similarly to how we would treat our lead vocal, but we're emphasizing the unique frequency of this instrument. So on our vocal, it's the high mid here and the top end that's going to help it cut through the mix. On the lead guitar, it's the mid range that's going to help it cut through the mix. So we're adding this boost here at about 1.5K. We're at 1.4K, adding 2.4 dB. So take a listen to how this mid range boost brings our guitar to the front here. Giving us a little extra bump of energy here. Now, there's no compression on our lead guitar because if we look at it, all the distortion and gain that's on it keeps it pretty compressed. So we don't need that extra level of compression. Last move we're making here on the EQ is just rolling off some of this top end here. We've got a low pass at 10K, just cleaning up some of that top end noise. Again, a differentiator between our lead guitar and our lead vocal. Our lead vocal is going to have that super top end error. Our lead guitar doesn't necessarily need that. That's just going to make it harsh. So take a listen here without this low pass filter, and then we'll kick the low pass filter in here on our lead guitar. Just cleans up our lead guitar a little bit and rolls off some of that top end noise that we don't necessarily need adding energy into our track. All of our energy is coming from this mid-range area here. That's what we're selling on this lead guitar. And last thing we're adding here, same way we are on our lead vocal. So going back to treating them similarly here is we're sending to a reverb here. Now I'm doing a delay in front of the reverb. So I've got an 1/8 note delay running into the hall reverb here, so the recital hall reverb from Studio One. And then after it, just pulling out some of the bottom end here. I like doing that on the reverb so the reverb doesn't get too heavy sounding. So take a listen here, and I'll kick the reverb in on our guitar. So now we've got our guitar where we want it. Let's put them both together so you can hear our lead guitar and our lead vocal running this final chorus section.
Bitterest tears on my darkest fears, all the deeds that I left undone. I'm haunted night and day by the words that I didn't say. Well, someone's got a bitterest tears on my darkest fears.
You can kind of even see volume-wise. If we look, pay attention to where each one is sitting on the level here. So we've got our lead vocal, and then our lead guitar. They're both sitting right under about -12 here. So neither one of these instruments is fighting for dominance in this final section. They're both working together to raise the track that much further in this final chorus section, give it that final outro. So take a listen, everything together here one more time. So when you're trying to get a lead guitar and a lead vocal to work together, keep in mind you want to treat your lead guitar a little bit more similarly to the way you would treat your lead vocal. We're treating it kind of like a vocal harmony. We're treating our vocal a little bit like a guitar harmony, so they work together to raise the track here in this final section. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to take your mixes to the next level and really start dialing in your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and you can download it below to start creating more professional mixes in less time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.